Doctor. Welcome back to another Double Take Review, where we give you our 2-take double dose injection of pop culture criticism, because that's what the Doctor ordered. Just as a heads up, first half of the show will be spoiler free for your convenience, at which point we'll be swinging into spoiler territory where we put a big warning on the screen, just to let you know, all courtesy of our in-house spoiler monkeys. Without further ado, Ashton, what are we watching?
Shazam!
That sorry wannabe that disturbed my seeds. Don't turn your butt on me. I am Shazam. You realize who I am? I'm your genie.
I'd like to purchase some of your finest beer, please.
Shazam.
I am Shazam. Ashton, we just saw Shazam. What'd you think?
So this is the 7th movie in the DC universe. The first one was Man of Steel. I remember going to Man of Steel with a friend, and at that time they weren't selling alcohol at the movie theater, but my friend snuck in some little, alcoholic beverages, and when the movie ended, he really enjoyed the movie. I don't think other people enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy Man of Steel. This movie, you can enjoy it, no alcohol required. I thought this was a really fun, I would say, actually kind of like a phenomenal movie.
Phenomenal?
Yeah, I mean, comparing it to what we had before. It's like they course corrected to a point that you can actually watch the movie and not feel bad about, because like I remember a lot of people said Justice League was a good movie, but because they were just feeling bad. They wanted to they had the whole Marvel versus DC fight, and they wanted to defend DC. But this one, you can defend it.
It's interesting that you talk about course correction. I think that's exactly what DC is trying to do. This one definitely feels more on the funner, lighter side of things, as opposed to like the first half of the DCU, which it's funny when I hear you say that, because it's not really existent anymore. And now there's like 3 Jokers running around and I don't know, whatever bullshit. It was fine. It was fine.
Well, tell me about your experience. I know you watched it last night.
Well,
how many people showed up? Was it sold out? Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty packed. There was a lot of people there. Alcohol was involved in my case.
Okay.
It doesn't all the time affect the quality of the movie. But at first, so when I left the film, I was saying the first like 75% of it is pretty good, I think. The last 25% has some issues, some things that are shocking, which is cool. But like subverting expectations all the time doesn't necessarily mean good. It's just different. Fun movie, but I definitely think, because I was thinking about it after, like, what are the ways that this movie could have blown me away? Done something really epic. And it had a lot of opportunity to do that. I think it shied away. It was too careful. And ultimately, it's just as bland as Venom or Aquaman. For the record, I think Aquaman is the best of all of them. But this one's probably a little better than Venom. Mm-hmm. But still, I think it will be forgettable in time.
I mean, I get that. The director of this movie was David F. Sandberg, was actually a horror director. So this is the first movie that he makes, and it's not a horror movie.
What did you think of the characters?
I thought the movie has a 90s sensibility. So like, if CGI aside, which is like a very modern 2020 or 2019 CGI, the story seemed a little old-fashioned. So we get to know this family, the adoptive family, and we see the kid. And I thought that was a nice touch. Like, we actually spend a little bit of time getting to know,
Billy Baxton is the main character.
Yeah, we got to know him a little bit and like where he comes from. Also, the opening of the movie, we get to know the villain of the movie. So I guess we're not going to talk a lot about it, but like that was a nice setup.
Sure, you get to see his origin,
yeah.
And it is pretty cool, especially in comparison to like Billy's story. I thought Billy, just really quickly, I wanted to say that I felt like it really was two characters. Zachary Levi was playing somebody I felt entirely different than the Billy Paxton little kid. If you look at some of the trailers or if you've seen the movie, you can see that the Zachary Levi character, he really is embodying a young kid. Like, he's having a good time. There's a lot of energy there. Whereas this kid, I don't think was having as much fun as Zachary Levi was playing a kid. So I definitely saw a difference there in personality. I wish they had picked a different kid, one that could convey that sort of energetic boyishness.
Oh, I see that. Okay, now I see. There's a little duality. Because,
yeah. But I think that's really just a testament to how good Zachary Levi was.
Yeah.
In terms of the sidekick, the kid, the crippled kid, I really, really liked him. I thought he was endearing. I wish there was more for him to do in the film, and I kind of wish the ending of the film had a kind of a bigger impact on him in particular. We can go a little bit more into that once we get into spoilers.
Okay. Yeah, let's finish the non-spoiler section. So, what are your thoughts? Like, would you recommend?
I think the
this film?
story is pretty bland. I think they had a lot of opportunity to make this a really deep, interesting movie. Shazam is a very obscure character in the first place, and then the whole movie just throws all this obscurity at you, like you're supposed to know. Like, I'm not the biggest DC nerd, but I know enough to get in a nerd bar fight, you know?
Okay.
And this one, it was throwing stuff at me, and I'm like, what? You know, I didn't understand a lot of it, and I went with a buddy who wasn't necessarily into comics, and even he was a little lost. I think it kind of went against like some of the things he was expecting. Again, like I said, that's okay. It's just sometimes subverting expectations ends up being something different as opposed to something good.
Okay. I would endorse this movie without any reservations. I thought it was just a fun movie. I guess there were some pacing issues, but that's okay. The movie could have been a little bit shorter. I thought, like, the runtime.
I would say cut 20 minutes.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think that these superhero movies should be trying to do something different now. You know, Marvel is 22 movies deep. I think we're ending a decade on like superhero movies being a really big deal, and I think it's time that these filmmakers start doing something a little better, because you know, this whole superhero thing, it's gonna be something fatiguing over time, and I think if filmmakers aren't willing to do something incredibly different, I think this whole genre is gonna get really boring really quickly.
Okay.
Fun movie. If you turn your brain off, fun movie, but nothing spectacular, in my opinion.
All right. So, do you want to call the...
Yes. Come over here. Come over yonder. Cue the spoiler monkeys!
All right. So, we briefly talked about it. One of the things that I really liked about this film was they are kids. And when we have Shazam character come in, they do things that kids do. They make YouTube videos. And they just trying to figure out what their superpowers is. Like, it's not nothing big. Like, it's not about saving the world at the beginning. And we have the introduction to the Shazam character.
It goes really off the rails once the villain really gets involved. And I thought the villain was really cheesy. And he doesn't like have a cool superhero costume.
Did you hate the actor or did you hate the character?
I didn't like the actor. I didn't like the character. I liked the demon aspect part of it. I was saying to my buddy, like, it would have been cool if every demon, every sin inside of him had a personality. Like, it would have been cool to have casted these sins as like prominent actors and had them had a monologue with either the bad guy like being having to surrender his body to them, or his consciousness, or to have them have a monologue with Billy Batson. Like, for example, it would have been cool if like Angelina Jolie played Lust, or
you would like that, wouldn't you?
Or I don't know, like the one guy, the dentist from Django. What's his name? The really good actor.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Make him as Greed or Wrath or something, and have them have a cool monologue. That way, when you see them all in a room, you know who they all are, even if they all just look demonic or whatever. You kind of already realize that that's a real character, and so
I thought there was like a really strange tonal shift when he goes to his father's boardroom. There's a meeting there, and then he attacks the brother and attacks the father. We were talking about Dr. Savannah. Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Is that the bad guy's name? Dr. Savannah? Oh
Savannah.
But yeah, I thought he was very forgettable. I think like the team of superheroes at the end was, again, that was the thing that I was saying is not expected. And so in that regard, I think it's cool.
They kept that, like there was no mention of it in the ads. So I just found that refreshing.
Yeah, something different. It definitely caught my attention, but I don't necessarily know if it was a good decision.
No.
Like, wouldn't it have been cooler if there was more of an emphasis on the boy side character? Like, I was thinking, and I don't know like how audiences would have reacted to this, but what if you spent the movie building up this relationship between Billy and his friend, and then something happened at the end where the boy with his crutches like tries to do something heroic and he actually gets mortally injured. He's about to die. He's in the hands of Shazam, and something cheesy like the boy says, I just wanted to be a little more super like you, or something like that. And then Shazam leans over to him or whatever, and he's holding him in his arms, and he's all, you were always super to me, or something stupid. And then the kid dies, and then that gives...
Slow down, Zack Snyder. This is not a Zack Snyder movie.
And then that gives Shazam more of a reason to... And you get behind him as an audience to take down that guy. Like, go full Superman.
I was telling you, this movie has like a 90s sensibility. We're not going that dark. We are getting away from Zack Snyder. Oh, people are dying.
But,
I mean, I get your point, though.
Somebody should have died.
Okay.
Somebody should have died.
Man, you're in a dark place.
Or at the end of the movie, Shazam should have lost his powers. And then in like post-credits, you see that he gets it back.
Okay.
It doesn't even matter because he's an obscure character and the DCU is over anyway. So
well, you know that they are making sequels to this, and there's going to be a Black Adam movie, which is like a villain.
I saw that Dwayne Johnson was executive producer.
Yeah,
Well,
he was supposed to be in this movie as Black Adam, and they were like, no, we're going to do a separate movie, but I guess Shazam is going to be a character in that one. But
what did you think of the Disney's bold plan, dude? They're wrapping the Alice in Wonderland animated series with the DCU, the Caterpillar. He's in this universe, bro.
What was the character's name?
Who are you?
I read about it. It's just like Mr. Brain or something, Brainiac or something.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that level of obscurity. I don't think you, DC nerd, did you know who that caterpillar was? Because I bet you didn't. I bet you had to Google it afterward.
Well, I mean, it's okay. I mean, not everyone is very versed in comics, so sometimes you have to Google stuff after the movie.
Show something cool. Like I thought like he's gonna be in that cell, and I heard a voice and it sounded kind of British, and I was like, is that Gorilla Grodd? Mm-hmm. You know, I know who Gorilla Grodd is. I bet you probably know who Gorilla Grodd is too if we showed you a picture. And that is a level of obscurity that's stupid, but it's also a character that people know, and I think it would have been more interesting. Instead, they show a f***ing caterpillar.
Okay.
Nobody knows what that is.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's a valid point. What did you think about there was supposed to be a cameo for Superman, and then they had an issue.
I was like, let me see that CGI on that mustache, dude. I'm ready. Let's see how much better you made it. And then they just like, you know, let's just tilt the camera down a little bit. You know, we'll show it below the neck.
It's funny though. I found it funny. I was like, oh, you couldn't get the actor, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's enough for this movie because you being a Marvel fanboy, you're gonna say negative things.
Didn't used to be like that, dude. I am a housewife that's been beaten over and over from DC.
Okay.
Because I liked DC #1, and then the Marvel movies really showed me like how good they can be for a superhero franchise.
Okay.
So.
All right.
But I give it tough love. I think deserving tough love. DC could be something really epic, and I just think they don't have a Kevin Feige. You know.
True.
I don't think their properties are any less important.
I do
Marvel.
think this is kind of a miracle though, coming back from all the beatdown that they got from Batman versus Superman.
They are on their way up.
Yeah.
It's a slow, hard trek up that mountain, but they are working their way back up.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. And we're going to come back with more videos for you guys.
Yeah, we like to end every episode with a very heartfelt thank you to all of our dedicated spoiler monkeys. Until next time, we hope to catch you again. Keep on screen watching.